It's alive! It's alive!
OtherworldlyCulture.com presents Dead On Movie Reviews.
Salutations and mutilations! You're listening to Otherworldly Culture presents Dead On Movie Reviews. Tonight, we will present horror movie reviews and lively debate here on OtherworldlyCulture.com and on Future Select... Bastard. Future Select Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Wait a minute. 8 p.m. Eastern. It's 7 p.m. Central. Yeah, I got that right. You can join our live chat at that time by clicking on the live shows link on otherworldlyculture.com website. Hey, I'm your host, Tim Kretschmann, coming to you from the land of lakes. The land of lakes and landfills. Beautiful and smelly Muskego, Wisconsin. It's my honor to introduce the Faculty of Fear panel presenting tonight's lectures. We're going to start with the meat. Ladies and gentlemen, he's America's little sweetheart, the killer clown of getting down, the speedy freak that loves to speak and streak. He is smoking a stogie and eating a hoagie. He's stalking the small and the wild and pulling down the burlesque with the quest. He is the only, the lonely. He's Rich Del Zotto.
Rich. Hello.
Sitting here to my left is Jeff Miller. He's a sports broadcaster and news reporter in the Milwaukee area. Jeff has interviewed celebrities on the red carpets of the Grammys and athletes in the dugout. His enthusiastic style has given Dead on the Bases a new lease on life. Otherworldly Culture's latest podcast, A Sporting Chance. He's the ump, Jeff Miller.
Hello. That's it.
Okay, good. Pipe down over there. And we have Coach Mike Exler. He's back again. He's the denizen of the dismal, the purveyor of the putrid. Pultrid.
What is poultry?
Of poultry. He's the purveyor of poultry. That exciting exclaimer of glorious gloom wrestling up from the stony tomb. He's the monster of the mad, ghoul of the glad. He's that sack of mumbling, moaning pus that barfs out baloney. He's the one, and there are many, but he's our very own panel purveying provocateur, Coach Michael Exler. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Tim. Thanks for the lovely introduction, as always. I'll give you a little bit more than a hello.
Wow, thank you. I feel honored.
I do have a question to start this show with,
yes,
if I may.
Yes.
So I watched this show on Netflix, and these two people are going to get married, and the guy is from Wisconsin, and they were doing the wedding meal. Mm-hmm. And he insisted that there would be cheese curds.
Yes.
Like, it was very important for him that those cheese curds were there. Is that a Wisconsin thing for real? I'm just curious.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. In fact, if you go to Culver's,
in the snow and almost die.
There's one in Indianapolis, remember. You can get cheese curds. It's on the menu. Now, you can get it fried, or you can have just regular cheese curds.
Yeah.
Regular cheese curds, to know if they're good, your teeth have to squeak.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But Culver's aside, the best cheese curds in Wisconsin are here in Muskego at the local.
Yes,
those are fantastic.
They do great.
Yep.
You know, I think we need to get on that again.
We should send some out to those guys in Pittsburgh.
Are they always at weddings? Is that a thing? Do they have to be at weddings?
No, you eat it pretty well around the clock. You know, it's kind of like onion rings would be. It's a side that you would have.
They are probably doing it because it's Wisconsin, and let's put a Wisconsin niche in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever
the guy
been to
was
one
just
that-
very adamant about having them at his wedding dinner. So I was just curious if that was a wedding thing. Like, we have a cookie table. So I didn't know if you guys had like a curd table or something.
No, we
should.
don't have.
It's a good idea.
I'm liking that
A
idea.
curd table, and then you have the different the ranch or whatever.
Oh my God.
Blue cheese, celery,
Oh my
carrots.
Jeff,
Oh, that's with wings.
Hold on. Copyright Otherworldly Culture. They have to send us
the
money
curd
when they
table.
go. The curd table. We should
You know what?
totally do this.
My niece is actually a wedding planner. I'm going to tell her about this. I'm going to tell her you need to implement the curd table.
I'll tell you what, Mike. I'll be seeing you in Ohio very soon. I'll try to bring some curds with me. Just remind me.
Just stop at the cheese castle on the way. Just get. You don't have to get the fried ones.
I know. I just got to remember.
Oh, that's not too hard.
Yeah. All right. Well, everybody keep your ass in your seat, sharpen your pencil. Let's get unruly with the Faculty of Fear. We're going to start. What? Why are you acting up today?
No, because I wanted to add a few. I could add a few things to that, but I'm not going to.
You're right, because we're going now to Rich.
Yay.
Rich, what have you been watching?
A movie named, let me look again. Oh, The Manor. Yes, The Manor.
A very memorable film.
Yeah. I don't remember where I found it, but I think it was on Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 2021 film. And the reason I chose it, because it was only an hour and 20 minutes, and I didn't feel like putting a ton of time into this show.
Honesty is always king.
Okay.
Yeah. So plus it also starred Barbara Hershey, who I always think is a top-notch actress.
She is.
Yeah, so and it's pretty simple premise, and I'm not going to go into a ton of detail about this movie, so you're going to get a nice short review because it's as much a horror film as it is mystery, and it's not a very complicated film. Like the payoff is okay, and you don't see everything coming, but if I went into any details, it's pretty much you could watch the whole movie in 20 minutes at that point. So,
is it about the old people?
Yeah. So she suffered a stroke and she moves into a nursing home rather than, I guess, burden her daughter and grandson, who she's very close with her grandson, which he plays a big part in the movie. And a lot of the movie is, especially early on, a woman who's actually, other than suffering this minor stroke, pretty with it for her age and adjusting to the nursing home life and having a roommate that is over the edge, deteriorated and seems mentally psychotic almost at this point. So it's, you kind of get the contrast of a person who really may not even need to be there versus what is in some of these homes. But she finds her little clique of people and all that good stuff. And during this, though, at night, there begins to be some things that seem supernatural to her. And so she just starts looking closer and closer and questioning more and more. And that's where the mystery comes into it. And again, I don't want to say too much because it's not a very deep story at all. You'll pretty much figure, I think, it out halfway through. But nonetheless, it's entertaining. The nursing home, it's a historic building or something out in California. It's cool to look at, and the acting is really good. I mean, not just Barbara Hershey, but in general, it's pretty good and it's well written. But yeah, that's really all I want to say about it because, like I said, I don't know how to review it without giving up some things. And there's, in a sense, a twist to what the supernatural actually is. And if I go on too much, it ruins it.
You'd give it away, huh?
I feel like I would, or I just don't feel like putting the effort into figuring out how to describe things better without giving it away. So it's easier just to take the easy way out.
All right. Well, one of my questions is, does Barbara Hershey get naked in it like she did in The Entity?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh.
What do you mean, unfortunately? She's like 900.
Thank you, Mike. Where did that come from, Tim?
At 900,
because
right.
the movie, The Entity is in your future.
Nobody wants to see Barbara Hershey in the Manor.
I'm going to tell you, at 900, she's still ranking your top 3. So you guys should all.
And who's top 3?
All of you.
No, no way. No way.
Yep. I've met all of you. It's your top 3.
Hey, is she going to be at the Tennyson later on this week?
She is above the Tennyson. She could work that one in Atlanta for the old ladies.
Listen to me. I've seen those ladies that work there. You don't want that in your life.
No.
But I will say, even though she's 632 years old, she's had some good plastic surgery and taken care of herself. She's still a very attractive woman.
Yeah.
Still don't want to see her naked, though.
No.
That's
You're
all.
sure?
Because you like seeing boys naked.
Wow.
Wow.
It's getting worse. Okay.
Did
Little
anybody...
boys.
Hey, Rich, in this movie, did anybody, like, overwhelm you with their performance besides Barbara Hershey? Anybody else in here pull their weight or not?
No. I mean, they gave performances, but there was not like, wow, this person really drove it home. They were just good. Everybody was average to above average in their acting ability, and it's an entertaining movie. I don't hate that I watched it. It's a good movie. It's not a game changer though.
All right.
Well, is it time to grade it? Are you ready to grade?
I was ready to grade 3 words.
Okay, whatever. What? I'm hitting the button for the grade. There it goes. All right. So, what are you grading this modern classic?
Well, I'm going to give 2 grades just because you guys need this point driven home. I will give the movie itself a B, and I will give Barbara Hershey smoking ass an A.
I knew it. I knew that second grade was going to be about Barbara Hershey.
A is for ass. There you go.
So there you go. That's
definitely a B. I would not discourage anybody from watching it.
Well, that's good to hear. Between reviews here, we want to thank Sandy for coming out and being in our chat room where Jeff has lost the ability to type.
Yeah, whatever. That's typing
I
backwards.
don't know why it's doing that. It's
I don't know why
making me laugh.
I don't know why.
Hey, here's a piece of Sandy trivia that you guys didn't know.
Uh-oh.
Her dream is to scissor with Barbara Hershey.
Oh my God.
Here we go. All right.
God.
So with that, I have to put the camera on Jeff. Jeff.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what have you been watching?
Oh, it's my turn. All right.
It is your turn.
Yeah, well, what did I watch? Well, what did I watch this time was a movie.
Do you remember?
Yeah, it's
okay.
There it is. Club Dread, 2004 movie.
Who'd
that come from?
That was Rich. That was Rich.
Did you know that Barbara Hershey gets naked in this movie? So anyways, Club Dread is a 2004 movie put out by Broken Lizard. And the thing is that Broken Lizard came out with Puddle Cruiser and then Super Troopers, which was a huge hit. So they thought, well, we're going to dabble in kind of horror. I mean, it's more of a comedy type horror, and it's a slasher type movie, which
means you can watch it.
I loved it. Well, I loved it to the point where it was a slasher movie. And the thing of it is that I did see this movie before, and that's why I picked this one again. Well, there are some nudity, which was also always good. It wasn't Barbara Hershey, Rich. It was Jordan Ladd. Jordan Ladd gets freaky in this movie. That's Cheryl Ladd's daughter, which you would.
Yeah, I'd rather see Mike naked.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Anyway, 20 minutes
no
and I'll
one
make that
ever.
happen. So anyways, this is a movie. This is kind of a play off of Jimmy Buffett. So it's Bill Paxton plays the lead character, who is the Jimmy Buffett of this movie. He's got one.
He's
big
a method actor, because now he's dead.
Right. So, anyways, he plays Coconut Pete, and Coconut Pete. He's got the ones. It's funny because during one of the scenes, one of the people around the campfire says, "Sing Margaritaville, sing Margaritaville," and he hates it. He's like, "No, screw you! I don't want to play that. I want to play something else." And then he walks away. But it's cool because it's kind of a spoof on Jimmy Buffett. But Jimmy Buffett was asked to screen this movie. He loved it. He loved it so much that he got permission to then play some of their songs during his tour. So Jimmy Buffett's got a good sense of humor. Elena Lyons, who plays Stacy, to date, that's the only time you're going to see her naked or topless. Just so you know, all of her other movies, there's nothing in there. This movie's the only one you're going to see that. I know I'm kind of hung up on.
That's important.
I'm kind of hung up on all the nudity. I guess
the nudity.
Yeah, because you never give me anything good. otherwise. I have
You're
to pick my
getting
own
the
movies.
entity.
So, anyways, back to this
You're
movie.
getting that.
It's so what it is. It's like a Club Med, but it's called Club Dread. Young people come to this place to party. It's kind of like a hedonism type of club. They're having a good time. They're doing drugs, drinking, partying, all sorts of stuff. But there's a killer on the loose. And the cool thing kind of is in the beginning of this movie, what I thought was cool is that they kind of like freeze frame on each one of the different characters. Like it could be them because of this thing, or it could be this one. And slowly through the movie, each one of them dies. So you got to kind of.
So then they're no longer
a suspect.
A suspect when they die.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But honestly,
You'd be a great detective.
I would be.
Yeah.
And then the thing of it is that. Hold on a second. No, wait a second. So Brittany Daniels is in this movie. She's awesome. She's also in Joe Dirt. There she is in the Puma.
Yeah.
Can they see this? Can Rich and Mike see this?
Yeah, they can see.
Joe Dirt, yeah. So
They're right there.
yeah, but anyway, so all these guys are in Super Troopers. They're in Beer Fest. This is just right along the lines of those type of movies, except there's a killer loose.
It's different from Dukes of Hazzard. They actually did too.
Yeah.
Which I always go,
But-
how did they get that movie in the middle of all these others?
But they couldn't do too much with the Dukes of Hazzard. This is like their own creation.
Right.
I mean, they had to
Right.
stick to the script of the Dukes.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I wish I had more to say about it. It was fun. It was fun for me to watch this. Yeah, go ahead. You can go to the grade.
Okay.
Always rushing people, you know.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not rushing
I know.
anybody.
He's like pointing at the board. Come on. I'm
No,
like, all right.
it sounded like you were going to it.
Yeah, I was.
Are you not going to the
No,
grade?
I am. This-
You are going to give it a grade. Okay,
Yeah.
I will predict.
Okay. No.
No. Okay.
So anyway,
that was close.
So back to brass tacks here. This movie is a fun movie if you want to watch a horror movie. You're not big into horror. If you like slasher, if you want a twisted type of ending, I liked it. It's a B. It's definitely a B. For a person who wants to watch a horror movie and have a little bit of fun with it, it's a B.
B is for boobies.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
And it's also for Barbara Hershey.
All right. Hey, Mike.
Hey,
Mike, what have you been watching?
so I decided to watch the 1989 film Intruder. It's on Tubi. I found Tubi has a ton of old 80s films just
really?
chilling there.
Now, do they have it with commercials?
Yeah, they do have commercials during it.
Okay.
So this is...
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's directed by this dude named Scott Spiegel. I looked him up, and he also directed From Dusk Till Dawn 2, which nobody liked ever. And he made his grand return to horror with Hostel 3 before then fading in the background. He was in 60 films total, and he was in most Sam Raimi films. So,
As a fake shump or something, huh?
Yeah, he actually was fake Shemp in the one film. So we have Dan Hicks from Evil Dead 2, Sam and Ted Raimi are both in the film. Bruce Campbell makes a cameo, so you see there's a theme. It seemed like some dude that was always in these films wanted to make a movie, and they were like, fuck it, let's do it. So they did, and it was called Intruder. The only other person of mention that I wanted to mention is Renee Estevez, the Forgotten Sheen daughter.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
she is in the film.
Well, Charlie
as well.
Sheen, or wait, who is he talking about? Like,
Well,
Charlie
Charlie
Sheen's sister?
Sheen and Emilio Estevez are brother
Yeah, I
and
know.
sister, and then there's
they're brother and brother.
the sister.
Okay, anyways, but they have a sister. I did not know that. All right.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
her
have a
name is
sister.
Renee. So
Okay.
and she is in this film.
By the way, Mike, watching these clips, it's very entertaining to watch Jeff seeing all this violence. He keeps covering his eyes.
No,
And
I don't come
you know where the adult diapers are, right?
Shut up.
Okay,
Whatever.
just checking. Just checking.
Whatever.
Okay, please continue, Mike, before
Yes,
he makes
please.
a mess.
So, K&B did the effects for this, but I found it interesting in the credits. They were individually credited rather than K&B effects. And I thought they were in business by that time, so I looked it up, and they were in business in 1988 is when they established. So I'm not quite sure why in 89. Maybe the business, maybe the film was done in 88. I don't know. But
yeah,
the three of them
89 was release year, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So who knows?
So
yeah.
So the three of them are listed as that, and as the film unfolds, I'll talk a little bit later. You can definitely tell K&B was behind the effects of this film. So this is really, for me, a tale of two films. The first 50 minutes, now realize I watched this on Tubi, so there are some commercials. Not a terrible amount. It's very spare.
Mike,
yes.
When they have the commercials in there, did you see this before you watched it on Tubi? Have you seen this before Tubi or not?
No.
Okay,
no.
So did it affect like watching the movie? Like, okay, we're taking a break for a commercial, and you can't fast forward through those. Did it affect like the flow of the movie at all?
No, I didn't find that it did.
Okay, just curious. Yeah. Sorry.
What's nice is you get the movie for free, but they keep all the violence and the swearing and the nudity.
Okay,
that's the plus to Tubi.
All right, Tale of Two movies. Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, for the first 50 minutes, prepare to watch the lives of people that own and work at a grocery store. Period. End of fucking statement, dude. This is character building to a level that I don't understand. It really got to the point where I was like, I'm done with this movie. It is like melodrama in a grocery store. I don't know why someone didn't pull this guy back and be like, listen, we got to give these people something or you're going to lose this audience. It's only an hour and 23-minute fucking movie, dude. So
just pause here. Have you seen the movie Black Friday with Bruce Campbell?
No.
Have you, Rich? Or is Rich?
No.
Okay.
Like it looks awful.
Mike's criticism there of the first 15 minutes about grocery store changed the word grocery store to toy store, and that's that movie. It's like, okay, keep going. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So within the story, they throw in this local crazy boy that has his heart broken by one of the cashiers at the restaurant. So there's more of that drama, and the two brothers are, the one brother wants to sell the grocery store, the other one wants to keep it in the family, and they're fighting about the future of the store, and it's just like, Jesus, this is really happening. So finally things go a little crazy, but again, it's so far into the fucking movie, man. I just wish some of that was cut out. The kills were great. K&B did an amazing job. It was like, the guy was like, you guys do your thing. Like, here's an idea, just make it happen. And they did. And I think all the money went to that because these effects were really good. I can't speak enough about the effects of this film. The kills were really inventive. One kill in particular involved a bandsaw in the butcher shop at this grocery store and someone's head and face. They did it like they put the back of their head on the thing that you would cut where the bandsaw goes up and down and just saws the top of the guy's face off. Teeth go flying everywhere. I mean,
oh my God.
Just really top-notch work.
Pigs. Oh, I'm sure of that.
It's just great detail. They do the classic 80s staging of the dead bodies and, you know, to scare people, like open a closet door and it falls down and all that.
Yeah.
You know, the last 30 minutes of the film are, you know, actually really decent. There's also really tense moments in the film. And I have to wonder, like, did someone take this film over halfway through and be like, listen, bro, you're fucking everything up?
No, you know what I'm going to guess, Mike? Is they had 30 minutes of good content, and then they're like, we don't have a feature.
We got to fill.
We don't have a feature. We better come up with some stuff. Well, we spent all of our money. Just walk around the grocery store. And, why don't you improvise, guys? There was one of these movies that when we used to go to that other convention, Mike? There was one of these actresses that I met there that, makes all these independent films. And I decided to watch one of her movies. And literally, in the middle of the movie, there's something like 30 to 40 minutes where they obviously got permission to film in this bar. And just all 9 of the characters in the movie are sitting looking away from the bar because they're looking toward the camera. And you can tell they were told, come up with something. Oh, no. And they were just riffing. And it was so bad because this isn't like if you point a camera at Robin Williams or Martin Short or somebody that really knows how to improv. This is a bunch of people that can barely get an independent film. And it was so bad. I felt so bad for everybody involved in that thing. Oh.
But did they feel bad for you for watching it?
They don't, and they should. Because yes, I'm very delicate, as you know, Mike.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah, I'm delicate.
Yep.
So which one is Estevez? Because I'm seeing this blonde all the time. Is that her?
No, that's not her. She's the brunette.
Well, I recognize her the minute she comes on when I watch the movie.
Yes, because there's a blonde and a brunette.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
So just look at.
So, Mike, how would this movie be different if they made this now? If this was like what Rich watched, a 2021 Netflix movie or something, what would they have done different for this?
It would have been CGI.
Everything.
It would have been a lot of CGI, but would it have been as good? Or, I mean, is this good because it's old? I mean, because it's an 89 flick. I mean, is that why it was better? Or, you know what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I mean, I just think the only reason I'm giving this film any credit is the effects.
Okay.
If it didn't have the effects and the kills and all that kind of stuff, I would completely just be shitting on this film. But
and like I asked Rich, what about the actors and the actresses in here? Did they pull their weight in this movie? Were they believable?
I mean, no, I mean, not really.
That's a no.
They were.
These are not actors and actresses that were ever meant to pull their weight.
No,
Okay. Right.
These are just a bunch of people that got together for some reason. I don't know why, and decided to make these movies.
Okay, all right.
You know what though, Mike? I'm looking at the poster for this movie, and I don't know if you can see which poster I picked, but that is the classic horror movie style movie poster I love. This is before all the Scream floating head picture poster. I mean, this feels, it's 1989, but I feel like this is probably leaning toward the 80s and not the 90s as far as horror.
Definitely.
I look at that movie poster, I think of Chud. I don't know why.
Chud's got a good poster.
I know, but it looks kind of like that to me. It looks Chuddish.
Yeah.
Chuddish.
A little.
Intruder is kind of an era movie when we started transitioning. That's why I was mentioning in the chat last night, like, if it had a DVD release, it was barely known, and it didn't get a Blu-ray release until like 4 or 5 years ago. This movie got lost in between
in the shuffle.
The red 90s movies.
With that being said, I will say, watching all the documentaries of slasher flicks that have been out there, all really well done. Nobody really touches this film, and I don't understand why. I mean, the effects are better than in any fucking Jason movie. I mean, I'm sorry, Tom, but the these things are. I'm just telling you, the scene with the fucking bandsaw is just crazy detail, man. Like, good shit, just really good shit on that part. There's also a nice swerve towards the end that I did not see coming.
Good.
That was pretty cool. And then I did put in my notes that the ending made no sense at all. None whatsoever. The ending happened, and I was like, "What the fuck just happened? I don't get it."
That happened to be just today. I watched a romantic comedy this morning, and the ending was like, Is this from the same movie? What just happened?
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? Like, are you trying to look for a sequel? But I don't know. I was just kind of very confused with the ending. So if anybody knows what the ending of Intruder is all about and want to let me know, that would be really cool.
Able to figure it out.
Say that again, Rich. You came in and out there.
Who?
You?
Oh, I just said I've never been able to figure that ending out.
No. It's just like, what? I don't understand. So there's that. But
well, you know, horror movies sometimes have the what are some of the types of endings you have? You have the negation of the entire movie ending where, you know, you've seen the bad guy get killed and they're about to go to credits and he comes right back out of the grave. So that's like, well, nothing matters because he's still around. You have the movies that have the ridiculous happy ending that you're like, there's no way that could have happened. And then you get the confusing ending type of thing. And it sounds like this is kind of confusing. Well, what the hell? Were they trying to go for a twist and it just didn't go, or?
I think they might have been trying to do that, and maybe, I don't know. It just completely baffled me. I don't understand. Because it's a story that can have a completely clean ending and be perfectly fine. But they chose different. Well,
don't you think, Mike, Rich, Jeff, you've been watching enough of these now. It seems like the Twilight Zone and Rod Serling having those twist endings, it seemed like that affected horror for a very long time. That was like, well, what you do in a horror movie is you have the whole movie, and then, like, at the end, you do just one little thing to kind of throw the whole thing for a loop. I
it is a common thread.
Yeah, it happened a lot. Okay, now I don't want to rush you, Mike. You know, there is nothing I would like to do more than call you a Russian. Or, I mean, rush you. But, are you ready to grade?
I am ready to grade.
Okay. So, now I'm pressing buttons that are highly responsive. You saw when I pressed it, right? Now it's going. And still hasn't gone. There it goes. All right. What are you grading this thing?
The first, half of the film, I would have just shit all over this film, but I'm going to give it a B because the effects were just that fucking good. And if you can stomach the first 20, 30 minutes of this film, maybe even 40, I don't know. It's pretty fucking long.
Wow. That is coming out of a big deficit there to get to a B, so it must really be something.
Yeah, no, I was definitely going to fail it. But no, the effects are just that good. They're really good.
Wow. So. Fantastic. Well, that's great. And now I'm going to my movie here, which, now, Jeff, have you ever heard of this? I know the other guys have.
I've heard of the movie, but, I've heard of it. That's about the extent of it.
The movie that I am going to do is called Basket Case. And I've been here.
Jesus.
I was about to say, Jeff, you may want to look away during these pictures.
Shit, man.
Yeah. Basket Case.
What the hell is this? This is a comedy? Did Broken Lizard put this together?
This is a horror movie. I remember as a kid, I had a book called Super Monsters that I read over and over and over again, and it was mostly about Frankenstein, the Wolfman, vampires, but they had like a little section about new monsters, and they referenced this movie, and they kind of explained it as there's this guy, he goes to New York, he's carrying around a basket, and you find out that he's got a monster that's in his basket that goes and kills people. And honestly, that's the movie. I don't know. And again, this movie's 40 years old at this point. So I don't feel like I'm ruining this film, but I always wondered, watching this movie, had I not known what was in the basket, if I would have had a bigger shock at the reveal. And I'm not sure I would anymore because there's so many movies kind of like this over the years, where there's something creepy in the hidden box, in the crate, like we had in Creep Show, that sort of thing. So this young man, Dwayne, he comes to the big cities carrying this wicker basket. He checks into a hotel. He, from time to time, throws burgers and hot dogs into the basket, and you hear it. There's a lot of sound effects that are truly disgusting used in this. And I feel like they got that guy from Police Academy, the one that could do all the sound effects. I feel like they had him off to the side and say, okay, do like gross sounding eating a burger or something. 'Cause they're really disturbing sound effects that they did. Now we've learned in this basket is a freaky little monster, and they have some sort of psychic connection. He and the creature in here. I'm not going to go into that too much because, first of all, I think almost everybody can kind of figure it out almost immediately, but I don't want to totally give it away. Now, to do, I think it's Belial is the name of this creature. To do Belial, they used puppetry and they had a little bit of stop motion. That's actually the stop motion going on the screen right now, but it's mostly puppetry. But I would say a lot of what brings the creature to life is the sound effects. There's a lot of sound effects throughout that kind of make him alive. This creature is the most pathetic and just evil type of thing. And you're like, well, it's the size of a basketball. It's like the equivalent of, Tom Hanks being stalked by Wilson on the island. Like, how can this thing be any threat? And they kind of establish early this thing has superhuman strength and can just throw people across the room. It's super strong. It definitely is super hungry all the time. I would say the writing of the movie is like fairly decent. It isn't a terribly written film. The gore in the movie is actually pretty well done considering what I consider a $5 or $10 budget that they had for the film. I'm kind of feeling like a lot of it went to ketchup. But it really isn't terrible with the effects. It's obviously not a polished job by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not terrible. What is terrible is they would shoot the movie and then the director must have said, well, that was good, but can you give me more? And they went with the second cut, I think, every time, because everybody is overacting to the nth degree. And then, right about at the halfway point in the movie, they go into Morris the Explainer mode big time. There's like a whole section where they're like, hello, audience, you're pretty stupid. We're going to explain exactly how this all started for you right now, and we're going to have everybody talk directly to you and tell you this is how this all started. And it's like, you could have done this a little bit better. So it's pretty blatant. And then after that happens, after you kind of lose the mystique of what's in the box, it really loses a lot of its, I'm not going to say charm. It loses a lot of its interest for the for the audience. You would almost say it's a dark comedy because you look at it and you go, oh, it's ridiculous. But I don't think it really tried for laughs. It's just that it's done so cheaply. Some of the stuff comes off funny. The thing that I didn't like, I did like that the main actress
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they take off her clothes and she looks okay.
Is it that blonde?
But then they do male full frontal in this thing, and nobody wants to see that ever. And I was like, well, what the hell? Don't do that. And they did it like multiple times, as if they were like, let's see if we can make sure this isn't just R-rated or something. I think this came out as an unrated VHS, didn't it, guys? Rich probably knows this.
I believe so.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think it had 2 or 3 sequels. I will not be checking them out.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, this was kind of a big movie.
Let me ask you a question. Now, you said you see what's in the box. Now, in the movie that you love, Jaws, you don't see the shark until an hour and 21 minutes into the movie. How long into this movie do you get to see that, dude?
First of all, no one is going to confuse this film with Jaws.
No, I'm using that as a frame of reference, that the anticipation of seeing Jaws, you wait almost an hour and 21 minutes. What is this one? I mean, like right away? Like, do they...
No, I don't think anywhere near that. I would say maybe 30 minutes.
Really? Okay. So
yeah, you see like the hand fairly early on. Okay. But what keeps them alive is the sound effects. They have a lot of and that sort of stuff going on. It's just gross.
Yeah.
And that is really the whole thing. There is a sequence where he goes.
Tim, hold on before you say that.
Yeah.
I think I speak for everyone. Please don't make that sound again.
100%. Yeah, I gotta sit next to him and see him doing it.
But there's one point where Belial goes insane in the hotel room. He's like picking up the bed and whacking it up and down, up and down. It's just like you kind of sit there and you go. It's disturbing, but it's kind of funny at the same time. But at no point was I like, oh, I'm really scared. What's going to happen to these poor characters? Because none of the characters come off as human. They come off as overactors. Like that scene that you see at the bar where they are both overacting so much as to, hey, when you get drunk, you laugh really loud and jump around. And it's like, well, okay, but this is not good acting. And it was just so overdone that you kind of go, well, everybody's going for their Oscar here. Yeah, it isn't a terrible film. It's not terrible. But I think it also is a film that is pretty legendary. A lot of people talk about this movie.
Really?
It's considered kind of a classic by many.
Is it like a cult classic? Like a cult
deal? It's certainly not a classic that you're going to see on Turner Classic Movies where they go, this is a great film.
All right.
It's not. But it isn't, again, I mean, they couldn't have spent much money on this movie. It's better than you would expect a movie called Basket Case that has a little monstrous basketball that runs around and grabs people and throws them across the room. You hear that and it's just utterly ridiculous. And it almost works. It almost works. I think with professional actors and... you get the crew that did the special effects on Mike's movie, you might have had a different outcome with this thing. But it made its money. It did very well in the old VHS days. I remember that particular VHS cover that I grabbed there. Yep. I remember seeing that, and it gives you the chills. I mean, you look at it and kind of go, oh, what the hell is that? And I knew what it was from reading that Super Monsters book, and I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere near that thing. That seems really scary. And it took me all the time till now to actually actually see it.
Is this kind of like a party movie you can put in the background and just have friends over and be drinking and
partying?
Oh,
absolutely. Because when the attacks happen, everybody will slow down. You don't have to listen. I mean, like I said, they basically say, We are now going to explain the plot to you. You know, you don't have to piece things together.
Gotcha.
It's not one of those things that you reach down to put cheese on your nacho and you missed an important plot point.
Good.
No, you can continue eating, though you're not
You
going
guys
to
have
be...
nachos right now?
I wish I had some nachos.
Well, watching this thing,
No.
you're not going to. A little cheese curdish.
He looks like a cheese curd, kind of.
Yeah, a little like a cheese curd. But a very bad cheese curd. Bad cheese
kind
curd.
that you get
That's
from,
a movie.
The kind you get from Illinois. Is he taking a dump right there?
No, he was hiding in the toilet.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what you do.
Okay.
When your basket is compromised, you have to hide in the toilet.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, it makes perfect sense.
Yep.
I think that's in there strictly because what could be more terrifying than you would open up the toilet and see this thing?
Do you remember the scene in Porky's where she sits down and a snake comes out of the toilet?
I don't think I remember
They
that.
stick a snake, a big like water python snake or whatever, and the women's gym teacher, she sits down and a snake comes out.
Well, that movie is interesting because it's directed by Bob Clark. And which movie, Mike, you probably remember that, what was it, Black Christmas that Bob Clark directed? It was one of those early slashers.
Yeah, he directed Black Christmas.
Yeah, Black Christmas. And then after Porky's, he went and made A Christmas Story. You know, you're going to shoot your eye out, kid?
He made that?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so he went slasher, raunchy, one of the raunchiest comedies ever, and then he made a family film.
Yeah, there you go.
Same guy.
Well-rounded.
He and Robert Wise are my two directors that have the widest variety of stuff they can do. Robert Wise did The Day the Earth Stood Still and The Sound of Music. It was like, what? Same guy? But anyway, the guy that directed this, not as versatile.
All right.
Not as versatile. Okay, I think it's time to grade this turkey here. So, basket case, 1982. It is a basket case. And I am going to give it... I'm going to give it a B+. It's actually watchable, which I didn't expect. I expected it has the one thing, seeing what's in the basket. I figured that'd be it. But, you know, there was a little more to it than that. And that was good. All right.
Tim, since Rich isn't going to correct you, I'll correct you. Frank Henenlotter directed Basket Case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said somebody else.
Fred Ken. I didn't say who directed Basket Case.
I thought you said, you were just talking about...
I was talking about Porky's.
He was off on a tangent.
Yeah, I do that. Is this your first time? I'm always running off. Okay. Remember to check out our... Oh, where the hell... I thought I had the website. Oh, right here. Otherworldlyculture.com. I'm like, geez, what's going on? Remember to check it out. We have new content all the time. We actually have another show later this week with Dead on the Bases. And Ohio Fan Fest coming in 52 days.
That's awesome.
52 days. Going to be held in Girard, Ohio. About 2 hours west of Pittsburgh, and about 6.5 hours from beautiful Muskego, Wisconsin.
So,
go ahead, Rich.
Huh?
Rich?
What do you want me to do?
Mike, anything you want to say?
Yeah, so OhioFanFest.com, all the information, all the celebrity guests. And we hope to see everybody out there. So thank you.
Hour and 15 minutes from Pittsburgh.
Hour and
15?
Oh.
Mike, is there anyone at this Ohio Fan Fest that you're really looking forward to seeing?
Tim Kretschmann. Tim.
Tim Critchman,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I think one of my top ones is Tom Cook, the illustrator.
Okay.
Who pretty much drew every Saturday morning cartoon that you can think of.
Really?
He-Man and all that. Yeah.
Wow.
So
I know Tim wants to see Downtown Julie Brown.
Not Downtown.
Oh.
This is
It's
the
not
good
Downtown.
Julie Brown.
Oh, the good Julie Brown. And
The good Julie
What
Brown.
about you, Rich? Anybody in particular you're looking to see?
Julie Brown and Tom Cook would have been my two. So since those have already been taken, I'm very excited to meet Mark Holton.
yeah, that's going to be cool.
From
And I
Teen
don't
Wolf.
like Pee Wee's Adventure, but I still like what he does in that movie. If that makes any sense, he's really good at his role.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. So that's all coming in only 52 days. I can tell you, because I had a little bit of fun trying to get the hotel room. I was down to the last two rooms in that hotel, Rich. I was in the last... there were only two rooms left in the entire hotel.
Holy cow.
So now there's about 10 hotels nearby, so there's still rooms available,
Wow.
but they're starting to fill
There are
up.
10 hotels and 5 motels that you should not stay at. Do not pick your thing on price.
No.
Or you might end up in a horror movie.
Just make sure the word hotel is in the name of
Yes. Yep. That's really important.
Because that's where all the hoes go.
Well, we know where Jeff will be. Okay.
Barbara Hershey.
This is what cheese curds do to your brain, by the way, Mike. in case you freak
I
out.
guess so. I'll stick with the cookie table rather than the
There you
card
go.
table.
So, yeah, that's Ohio Fan Fest coming in 51 days. And much sooner, you can see Dead on the Bases coming this Thursday in only 2 days. And Jeff is forcing me to watch Talladega Nights.
Yep. And then I have teachers or faculty. The faculty.
The faculty. Because Jeff didn't get enough Salma Hayek
Yes.
in
Selma.
Dying of Dead. So I said, well, we'll give you the sexy one then.
Yes, Selma.
Yeah. So that's coming up.
And did Jeff tell you he's going to figure out a way to book her for next year's Horror Realm?
Yeah, he's on it.
I will make that happen, guaranteed.
You make that happen, then Mike and I will take you to dinner.
Sounds good to
We
me.
would.
At the Tennyson.
No,
We'll take you wherever you'd like to go. If that's the Tennyson, we're going.
All right, you got it.
Yeah,
Challenge accepted.
I heard she really needs the money because her husband is on assistance. I think he's got entire countries on his assistance. Like a multi-billionaire or something.
All she can say is no. We'll see.
Keep going at it there, Jeff. All right.
I better not say what I was going to say. Go ahead.
Yes, behave yourself, because this is a future guest we're talking about. We need to be inviting.
It was about Jeff.
Oh,
Well, that you can go ahead.
go ahead, bring it.
Blow it.
The moment's gone now. I can bring this one back another time.
All right.
Okay,
all
great.
right.
Hey, Jeff, why don't you tell us about the Twitter account?
There's a Twitter account for otherworldlyculture.com. Or no, it's at Otherworldly Culture.
No, it's
what is
at
it?
Radio Other.
Radio Other, but it takes you,
It takes you to Otherworldly Culture. See, Otherworldly Culture was just one podcast called Otherworldly Culture Radio. And then we spun the entire network out of it. And then I don't think we did any more Otherworldly Culture radios after that.
yes. So I've been reaching out to some people on there, and we got 3 more followers, I think, and Felicity Rose, she chimed in on the Twitter account, so we'll see.
Yeah, we're going to keep working on that, and hopefully we can build a following over there as well. Want to thank everybody for taking time out of their week to watch this program. Sandy, thanks for hanging out in the chat room, even though Rich was very, very mean to you. Very mean. and he will be reprimanded. Okay. So, that's right. I have a closing line that I'm trying out. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You don't seem ready. I got to get the button ready, too. Okay, here we go. When you aim at horror, make sure you are dead on. See you next time. Come on, that was great. You know that was culture.com.